following up with a short presentation on the PowerPoint presentation, but to introduce myself again, Malik Ahmed Bedri, the chairman of the Youth Factor organization founded in 2010. So the reason why you're all here today and we've organized this event is, to celebrate that we've managed to keep the organization going, and we appreciate your support in that regard. Can we start the slideshow, please? So just, some brief words about the organization in terms of why it was started, why it was founded, just to clarify our objectives and give you all an understanding of why this organization has been founded. So it's starting with our statement of objective. Just a brief run through in terms of the main objectives being that as a recently established British Sudanese group, we're trying to promote the rights, interests, activities of the Sudanese youth, basically. And the aim of that is to form a network for the realization of all our ambitions, basically. And moving forward, I think the two main questions that we're constantly asked would be, what is the youth factor? Why was the youth factor started? And the third question being, who is it for? So to answer those questions in a concise manner is to say, our parents, we appreciate the sacrifices that they've made in terms of seeking a better future for their young people, for their young children, in terms of better education and career opportunities. So the aim is really to give back, and the necessity for our togetherness has been seen in terms of, events organized by the elder generation that weren't well attended. So we want the youth to be a part of the future and not feel like it's not a place that they can come and feel comfortable. So an essential part of that, is establishing a new identity, and that's why we aim to support not just the young who are developing, but also the current generation who are studying in uni or post-uni age. So it's all connected and everyone has a part to play. In terms of our mission statement, just to summarize what we just briefly talked about, the Youth Factor is a British Sudanese non-profit organization. We aim to develop the youth and promote cultural awareness to strengthen the ties in Sudanese communities. We organize multifaceted events and projects that unite and inspire. So, to talk just briefly about events and initiatives, things that we have done in the past. Next slide, please. So, things that we've done in the past, just to briefly run through, from football tournaments to academic career workshops, revision sessions, museum trips, debate events, different workshops, law, leadership, psychology. We've organized social events such as Ramadan iftars, Eid socials, poetry, spoken word events. We've organized calendar competitions that aim to highlight the talent that's in the Sudanese community by giving them a platform to show their photography skills. We've organized marriage lectures by renowned chefs. We've organized the Sounds of Sudan's event, which was a cultural showcase that highlighted the beauty and diversity of both Sudan and South Sudan through dance, through different platforms, poetry, fashion, etc. As well as our TYF launch event, which was the pretext to this event, which we sold out Conway Hall, which is a 400-seat hall. Our key arenas to develop, the key things that we've been working on and we want to continue to work on include academic, sporting, cultural, and career. We see these as the main facets that will give the youth, the current generation, the next generation coming, a platform that will allow them to progress in their aspirations, and that's what we're here to support, and that's the aim of having a long-term vision. And the vision we speak of is multifaceted, and in order for us, and what we feel in Youth Factor is that in order for us as a community to progress, the youth need to take a mantle in understanding the challenges that they're facing in the UK, in Sudan, the socio-economic, the geopolitical challenges, as well as knowing the role that the youth in the diaspora can play, as well as supporting the youth in Sudan in terms of the objectives that they have and any organizations that have come together. And in that regard, partnership, the value of connectivity. We aim to play that role in terms of being that link, the hub that different organizations can come together and can speak to us if they need support, if they need promotion, any way that we can help connect them, we're here to do so. So that being said, any organizations here or anyone keen on starting an organization, please get in touch with us and we'll see how we can help. The final question that I end with is one to say that, we're not here to claim we have all the answers. We're here to say that we need your support, we appreciate your support, but also to share a vision that we have, and we hope that you share the same vision. The questions are, how do our long-term targets, visions, and ambitions link to the day-to-day efforts we undertake? So that's the question for all the young people in the room. What do you aspire to do? And how can we reach that target together? How do we be part of the change, the solution, the alternative, the movement, the revolution? For me, I'd summarize it in these words. The brighter future for Sudan and its people begins with a vision, a strategy, a plan, togetherness, a lot of positive energy. By that being said, everyone willing to work in the right direction and not succumbing to gossiping or not wishing the best for each other. Communities that are successful in this country have displayed that if you help one another come along, the hand that gives is better than the one that receives. So with that said, patience and hard work. We end with a few photos of some of our past events. We've organized overall more than 25 events in the past 4 years. Here's just a brief taste of some of them. It's a poetry event that we organized. We had Amira Khair performing, our very own Nadir performed. We had some talented young poets as well as a Sadiq Al-Radi. We organized several academic workshops in collaboration with the Sudanese Supplementary School. So here's a few photos from the last one. We gave the youth an opportunity to discuss different career paths from engineering to medicine to finance, and gave them an opportunity to meet potential mentors, their older brothers and sisters who've had achievements and people they can learn from and relate to at the same time. Marriage lecture with Sheikh Babekir, again, a well-attended event that was beneficial in terms of talking about the family structure and the influence that it can play if someone is well-grounded and has connection and roots, and is very beneficial. Some of our social events that we've done, Ramadan Iftar, again, very well attended. This one in particular, this was the third Ramadan Iftar that we've done. We had approximately 35 people attending. Next one, we did a Eid road trip. So that was the second of our Eid socials. So this was a trip to Thorpe Park. As you can see, all the smiling faces, everyone enjoyed themselves. Next event was this most recent football tournament. We've organized 3 football tournaments. The winners of this football tournament were not Sudanese. So all you footballers out there, next year, we expect to see a Sudanese team winning. Event I mentioned earlier, Sounds of Sudan. So as you can see, we had a fashion show, had some poetry, a well-attended event that was in connection with St. Ethelburgers, which is a well-known church and Center for Peace and Reconciliation. So the aim being to open dialogue between Sudanese and South Sudanese and show that we can coexist with dialogue and that can promote peace. And this is Youth Factor, which was our launch event in Conway Hall, to which this is part 2. And we thank you very much for your attendance. We hope you enjoy the rest of the show.